Welcome back to What Are Tea Noobs with General Disturbance. This is another team killing video. In the previous one you saw Mary Banks witnessing Apache 6467 getting team killed. This time around it's the other way round. We're going to see Mary Banks get team killed by a T-34-3 on her own team, and Apache 6467 in the M41 90mm is moving to the centre line and he's going to witness the team kill. Well, you can see the team killer there in the distance, Anti-Noob in the T-34-3, and he's moving up to the centre line, but unfortunately Mary Banks has been spotted by the enemy, and that's the problem with the GW Tiger, it's just very slow to move. And she's just received a shell from the Centurion, and she's now even slower because she's got no driver. She puts him back in and pulls back to try and get in cover behind the bushes, so she's probably unspotted by the enemy. Oh, there's a shell whizzing past her, so I think the enemy's trying to guess where she is now. Well, she is trying to engage the enemy, and you can see the team killer, Anti-Noob, on his own at the centre line. Now, the reason that he team kills Mary Banks is that he gets hit by the enemy arty, and because he can't fire on the enemy arty because he doesn't know where they are, in fact they're actually on the at the very back of the map at the on the K line, he decides to team kill Mary Banks instead because she's in an arty. Okay, so Mary Banks is now following a Hawk 12. She's loaded and she's got the 21cm gun. Now that gun's got 1100 alpha and a burst radius of 12 meters, so it's actually quite it's got big footprint to it, and that means it can do a lot of damage over a wide area. But it's not Mary Banks that causes any damage to the T-34-3. Nope, she fires at the enemy. And you can see Anti-Noob just got hit by somebody on the enemy team. Mary Banks is now aiming at the enemy in the town, so she's not firing in his direction, but we're staying focused in this third person view so you can see what happens to Anti-Noob when he gets hit by the enemy. Well, he's been hit, and there you see he's been stunned by the enemy arty, and he decides to come this way. He fires one shot and misses Mary Banks, and there he's just team killed Mary Banks for absolutely no justification whatsoever. Mary Banks hasn't done anything to him. She just happens to be in an arty, and he decides, well, I'm going to take it out on some arty, even if it's not the one that hurt me. And Mary Banks says, why? And Apache 6467 says, WTF. I won't repeat the words. And basically all he's done is now reduced the artillery support that the team are likely to get. They do have one remaining arty. He is still in operation. He's there, the Lorraine 15551. But I'm not sure he'll be too happy at the moment because there's a team killer on the team. Well, at the moment the scores are even. Normally when you have a team killer who kills the RT, the team will lose the game, but that's not necessarily going to happen in this game. You see, despite the fact that one of their number has actually been killed by their own team, there are some fairly good players on the team. As you can see, there's a 3-marked Scorpion there, and they've just double tapped and killed one of the enemy tanks, the Udas. And here's the team killer, T-34-3, Anti-Noob. And he's firing heat rounds at that Emil, but not getting any impression. But it's actually the other team members who are actually doing the damage. You can see there that 3-marked Scorpion. He's certainly doing well. He's got 1 kill already. The Emil one that's with him has got 2 kills. And the Scorpion G just took a huge chunk out of that Emil. And the Emil one that's with him just got 3 kills. But you can see the team killer still got -1 against his name because he hasn't killed any of the enemy. All he's killed is one on his own team. Well, I think they've got it wrapped up because there's only 3 enemies left and there's still 10 on their team, despite the fact that one of their own team killed one of their own team. And there's the real culprit for this T-34-3 being stunned. The GW Tiger P and the Lorraine 15551 on the enemy team. And there's our 3-marked Scorpion driver again. And he stops to take a shot and gets rammed by the T-34-3. And that's the end of the game. So surprisingly, this was a victory. But it wasn't a very good ending for Marybanks. She only got 1 shot on the enemy. She did do some damage to him, 108 hit points off a splash, and some critical hits. But it wasn't. There was no reason for that T-34-3 to take it out on Marybanks just because he was a bad player and didn't know how to avoid arty. Yep, you shouldn't take it out on your own team because otherwise you might just cause your own team to lose the game. And here's the team killer. Anti-Noob of CSOH Clan on the EU server. This guy is an arty team killer. So if you happen to be in an arty and he happens to be on the enemy team, focus all your HE shells on him. Make him feel the arty experience. You know, be focused. Ruin his game for him by constantly hitting him until he's out the game. And then he'll realise that if you attack arty, it does have consequences. Thanks for watching.